Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
I know a woman from my hometown, tips the scale at 2.95. She loves herself, so does her husband. Their marriage is alive. In the summer they always go to a lake resort where nobody wears any clothes. Totally nude. Totally nude. If we all just took it off right now, wouldn't you? Totally nude, like the newborn do. In the end, a butt's a butt, boob's a boob, totally nude. They had it good in the garden. Shame didn't even enter in. Adam didn't worry about his manhood. There was nobody to compare to him. That damn snake ruined everything, else we'd all still be running around. Totally nude. Totally nude. If the Talls all took it off right now, come on, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Totally nude, like the newborn do. In the end, a butt's a butt, a boob's a boob, totally nude. To manscape or not, maybe not a lot, unless you're a Yeti. You won't find me at a strip club, except for when a bachelor party goes. I'm told the women feel empowered. What the men feel, you don't want to know. The only way that might go better is if the audience stripped down too. Totally nude, like the newborn do. In the end, a butt's a butt, boob's a boob. You wouldn't care if you bared it on YouTube. Nothing to hide, couple pounds to lose. Totally nude. Politicians should have to declare war. Totally nude. And singer-songwriters should only wear guitars. Totally.
I don't want to see any politicians nude, but I think we've seen too many of them through Twitter and Facebook and all those great places and Instagram. Anthony Weiner. Anyway, welcome to Big Blend Radio's 4th annual Happy Hour show with the Tallman Group. We're your hosts, Nancy Reed and Lisa Smith. And it's so good to have these guys back on. We had to start with that song. It's Totally Nude. It is the second track on the Tallman Group's 4th album called Stripped Down. And Totally Nude was written by Marty-Axelrod, and he's one of the 6 tall men who make up this Southern California group of acclaimed singer-songwriters. The group is Marty-Axelrod. We've got Severin-Browne, Jeff-Kossack, John-Stowers, Ed Tree, and Jimmy-Yessian. We call him the head chef and the muffin man. All of them are on the show with us today. You can keep up with them on their website. It's tallmengroup.weebly.com. One of the best ways, really, is to go to Facebook. You'll find them there. And on CD Baby, that's where you can get their albums. Super excited to have them back on here. Let's start with you, Marty. Can we get you a drink, or are you going to do that totally nude? Welcome.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having us back.
It's so good to have you guys back, and this album is so good. Each one of them, I think we play your music more than anyone's on our show. I hate to say that out there live because I'm going to get yelled at somewhere, but the reality is you guys carry everyone's life story out there with your music. Even this album, that's a fun song, but it has so much nostalgia and love and drama.
We've all been totally nude at some point.
Yes, every day I get nude. Yeah. So, Marty, what can we get you to drink? Priscilla, our pink sock monkey, who's our travel mascot, is playing bartender today. What would you like her to get you?
I think it sounds like a vodka on the rocks day, Priscilla.
Ooh, would you like lime? Or would you squeeze lime nude?
Oh, indeed. That's pretty personal.
Yeah, really. You didn't say how it would get squeezed.
Oh. Don't start me. But okay, the monkey is on it, and I think she's going to put something extra special in your drink for you, Marty. But good to have you back on the show. I want to bring Severin on. Severin-Browne, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. Awesome to have you back on the show. And what can the monkey get you?
I like a margarita. How about
she
a
likes
strawberry
that.
margarita?
A strawberry. That means she has to squeeze strawberries.
Uh-oh.
And she likes strawberries because by the time the margarita's made, it matches her, and she's pink. So
squeezes under her arm.
She squeezes. There you go.
That's
We've also got Jeff-Kossack here. Jeff, I've learned over the last couple of years to not call you Jeff-Kossack, right? I've done good on that, right?
But you just did.
I know, because I watch you every time you come on. I don't know.
It's all
it
good.
Is.
I don't care what you call me as long as you call me.
Hey, Jeff, it is so good. This is, the Tallman Group. You were on our show years ago, and this relationship has carried on over 4 years now. You guys have been on the show with an album, and it just feels so good. And I wanted to just say this album, Stripped Down, kind of brings me back to your album, Less is the New Black, this simplicity of music.
Indeed.
It has that vibe. Yeah, it's good.
It's a record that we actually have been meaning to make for a couple of years. We always just seem to get sidetracked with different tunes and different projects and stuff like that, but this time we actually got it done.
This is supposed to be our second record, right?
Right.
Really? Well, there's some strong themes running through it, and some of them touch back to some of the other albums and some of the other music as well. It seems like some of the songs are taking us back to childhood and of course, love. You always write about love, Jeff. All of us written about love. Yeah.
Love is the thing.
Yeah. So on that note, Priscilla loves you, and she wants to make you a cocktail. What would you like? She's really fast.
Okay, well, my new favorite drink is rye whiskey sours.
Ooh.
And if the bartender has a little serrano chili, could she please grind it up into the drink to make it a little hot?
She can grind.
There you go.
She's been around the block. The monkey's good. She's
got moves.
Yeah, she does. She Don't give me the giggles, Nancy. So John-Stowers is here too. John, how are you doing? It's been a long time since I've spoken with you.
Yes. How are you doing? I'm doing great.
Hey, it's good to have you back, and the monkey's waiting. She's already got John. I mean, Jeff's drink. Jeff, is it good? That was that fast. That's how good.
I'm gonna go with the standard. I'm gonna go with the dry martini today.
Oh, a little dryness. Okay, I like that. And then we've got Ed Tree on the show with us. Ed, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, good. Now, what would you like to drink?
Well, since I don't drink cocktails, I'm going to have a green tea IPA.
A green tea IPA?
Okay,
Yeah.
the monkey is now scratching her head going, what?
And we're sitting there going, wait a minute, what have I been missing? So is it tea or is it beer?
I've only had that once at Matt Denny's for J.C. Hike show. Now, they shift their beer menu around, and one time they had this green tea IPA, and it was fantastic. Huh. I just got it as a curiosity, and then I wanted to have it again, and never seen it again. So ask the monkey if she can find it, because I'd really like to have that one again.
She says that she can find ingredients, but you never want to ask where they came from.
Okay.
Well, it's an IPA, so she better hop to it.
Oh, good one, good one, good one.
Hipster beer humor.
I want to bring the chef on the show, Jimmy-Yessian. He is also known as the Muffin Man. And if you're going to, have an album called Stripped Down, you got to have a Muffin Man. Mr. Muffin, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing excellent. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. And I call you the head chef because that's the thing. I mean, I know I'm thinking of South Park, but it's different. You got 6 tall men and a chef, right? So, and you're one of the 6 tall men, and all of you are tall men. And I've seen your pictures, I know. Tell us a little bit about the beginning of this for our new listeners, about the beginning of the band, because it really started with you cooking and a challenge, right?
Well, the band idea was to just get my friends together to talk about music and the music industry and where we were selling CDs and house concerts were becoming a big thing. And I just thought if we got together once a week and I cooked for them, they'd hang out for a year maybe. I was not, sure even that, but they wound up staying like 6+ years, and now I can't get rid of them. But once a month, not once a week. Once a month, right? Feels like once a week.
Well, you guys keep in touch a lot, right? Through like the songwriting practice. After that, you have your challenge and.
Oh yeah, then we rehearse. We have gigs and all kinds of things going on.
We're also kind of friends.
Yeah.
Kind of. Half friends, not full friends.
Do you guys get into each other's mind? Like one of you will start writing a song, and then suddenly you're like, "Oh man, I just did Jimmy," or now I'm.
You don't go around saying that with a stripped down album.
No.
Well, okay,
no.
but
We never admit that.
Right. So you write something like, "Oh man, now I just was kind of like a Marty."
Yeah, are you influencing each other?
That just happened to me 2 days ago. I was writing a new one, and I realized, oh my God, that's Marty's song, "Good Woman."
See?
Wow.
You see, it's a great song.
Yeah, I do that with Lisa.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when I'm on the computer and I got oh man, I just pulled a Lisa.
Oh, what did you do? Swear?
Yes. No.
That's it. That's it. But Jimmy, you're the chef, and I didn't offer you a drink. Now that's really rude. And Priscilla's been hitting me over the head. She would like to make you something, whatever you would like. She has it all.
Now, don't tease me here, because I'm waiting for her to come to the door.
Oh.
But if she could find me a bottle of Napa River Merlot, that would be fantastic. But I know she can't, so maybe I'll just ask her to make me a Bombay Sapphire on the rocks with 2 olives and a peppercini.
Oh, no, she's scratching
You need
her
to
head
watch.
again.
You need to watch her with the pepperoncinis. She tends to throw them. You know how little monkeys get, right? So just watch out for that. She's good olives for some reason, but pepperoncinis, I think she just,
she's gonna do that.
Yeah, I know. She's gonna get like that.
Well, if she wants to just bite the tip off and then pour the juice into my drink, that's okay too.
I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not going there. I'm just not gonna go there. No, I'm messing with you guys. But so this album, we started off playing Totally Nude. Marty, it's a fun song, but really this album throughout it, there's nostalgia, there's some fun moments, but there's also a lot of bearing of the soul. And even Totally Nude has, some bearing of the soul, don't you think, with this album?
Yeah, there's a lot of range of emotion on this record, and it's you can be funny and serious at the same time. You can be you can say a lot of things in one song, and I think that's what's great about this group is that everybody has kind of a into their songs.
Well, Marty is the master of that.
Yeah. What?
That song was inspired by my cousin, who back in New York, who actually is obese and a nudist, and she's the reason I wrote that song, and so the whole first verse is about her, and she doesn't know it.
Well, now
she plays it for the first time.
You've got an album out now. She's going to know. But this is the thing. I think that there's nudist beaches, and I think our country is like forgotten about just being wild as we are as humans. Like we used to run around in the forest naked and be free and wild. I don't know. I grew up in Africa, and everybody was running around free, like
it's
in some areas.
It's not biggie over there.
Yeah, no.
It's a big deal in our Puritan country.
Yeah.
Not a big deal otherwise.
No, absolutely. I actually really admire her for that. And her husband is this beanpole, and they go together, and it's just like the perfect Laurel and Hardy nudist.
That's great.
They need to go to Brazil. Like if you've ever watched it on Netflix, they have it. What is the guy that travels the world from Ricky Gervais? Oh my gosh, Idiot Abroad.
Pilkington.
Idiot Abroad, and they go to Brazil. If you ever watch that episode, it Totally Nude should be on that episode.
Yeah, don't they always wear a thong there?
Yeah, well, they wear thongs, but there's these nudist beaches, and they will, like, how there's tiki bars in different Caribbean islands and stuff, but they will actually have these little kind of tiki bar stands, but then, like, when someone brings you something, there's a pop-up in your face, is what I'm saying. Like if you're lying on the beach, it's all it is. It's like here, but I don't know. The nudist thing, I like it because you talk about manscaping and all of that, where everybody's just like, oh, we don't know. Do we? I mean, that seems to be a conversation like The View should have at this point.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't trust the panel then. Not this panel, the View panel.
But it brings it to the point of here's a couple that are out having their freedom of, this is the way I want to be, and then at the same time our country is just always about like how you wear certain clothes, what shoes you're wearing, how did you do your hair, and oh my gosh, Janet Jackson had an oopsie at the Super Bowl. We're kind of obsessed with these things. So I love the sensibilities that Totally Nude brings.
But that's because we're not allowed to be human, and we're also supposed to be Twiggies, and hardly anybody's a Twiggy anymore. So it's like if you look at old master paintings, there's no skinny women.
Right.
Yeah, because we're not. So get over it.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. How about we all just be who we are? How about that?
Well, how's this? I'm going naked to a beach soon.
Oh boy.
Coming soon with my pink sock monkey. I'm doing that. Okay, but I want to get into your second song too, but we're going to play another song. Severin, it's your turn. Okay. See, Helping Hands. So we're going to go from one extreme to the next. This song, it just is so touching, and you think about everything that's happened in these recent hurricanes. And was this a challenge of crisis? Because I do see this theme or hear this theme throughout the album of all kinds of life-changing moments.
Actually, this was not the crisis challenge. This was a the challenge was actually a body part. And that's why I chose the Helping Hands. After the Houston or during the Houston thing, I was called to do a benefit to raise money for the Houston victims. And what the guys suggested was that we each write a song about how we can help, and that really got me going. I'm thinking, how we can help, body part, how we can help. It just all came out, just spilled right out.
Okay, wait, Marty, was yours the body part challenge? I just want to make sure.
No, I don't want to tell you about what I wrote for the body part challenge.
Just want to make sure. But this song touched me, and I think that's part of it is Helping Hands are everlasting, and you have a lyric in there, all of us are heroes when we do the best we can, and it just hit me so hard. I think that should be a quote that should be, brainy quote. Google, go use that, man. It's like something we all like. Where? Yeah, I love that lyric. It just really hits home. But here it is. We're going to play it, everybody. Helping Hands, again by Severin-Browne, and you can get it on Stripped Down, the new and fourth album by the Tall Men Group. Again, it's on CD Baby, and you can keep up with them on Facebook. But here it is, Helping Hands.
I never thought I'd use my boat in my own neighborhood. But as the waters rose, I heard the call and understood. After taking family to safety on dry land, I went back to lend a helping hand. I saw Mrs. Watson waving from her second floor. She taught ninth grade history, but taught me so much more. She said I was her hero when I put her on dry land. I was there to lend a helping hand. Helping hands, helping hands. Anyone can lend a helping hand. All of us are heroes when we do the best we can. And all we have to do is lend a hand. I helped a lot of people and went back to help some more. Then I saw my wake crashing through someone's front door. Inside was a stranded woman trying to stay dry. I gave her and her dogs a rescue ride. Helping hands, helping hands. Anyone can lend a helping hand. All of us are heroes when we do the best we can. And all we have to do is lend a hand. After Mrs. Watson and the others were secured, I thought of all the victims and the hardships they endured. A little voice inside my head said, thank God we were there. We were there to lend a helping hand. Helping hands, helping hands. Anyone can lend a helping hand. All of us are heroes when we do the best we can. And all we have to do is lend a hand. Helping hands, helping hands. Anyone can lend a helping hand. All of us are heroes when we do the best we can. And all we have to do is lend a hand. All of us are heroes when we do the best we can. And all we have to do is lend a hand.
You're listening to Big Blend Radio, and that was Helping Hands by Severin-Browne, and it is on the album Stripped Down, the fourth and newest album by the Tall Men Group. 6 tall men from Southern California, and boy, did they just capture life in an album. And Severin, wow,
I love that.
It just hits you like such a and it's amazing, this album. It's one voice, one instrument, except for the harmonica that pops in and out, right? And I get to use the word pops in and out when we do a stripped down thing, yeah. But sorry, it's happy hour. But when you think about one voice, it just seems so like I'm really telling you something. Like I'm standing here and just you've got to hear what I'm telling you. Like you've got to do something in life. You've got to move forward, whether it's this situation now or another one. You know, I think there's something powerful with one voice, one instrument.
We all love that, you know, and especially with this song, I think it's just so important.
I do too.
It's very personal because if you think back in your life, short or long as it may be, there's always a place where you came to a situation where it's, I could help, I could do nothing, I can make some money off of this one.
Right.
And then you're going to have to choose.
So many people go to that money thing right away.
I know, and I just want to call it the government.
For our humanity, to just help us when we can.
Yeah.
You know?
It's greed versus being real, like being, you know, I'm like the nature person, and so I look at animals, and there's cruelty in nature, but it's never as cruel as what people can do.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Yeah, there's survival versus cruelty and greed. You know, it's interesting because, you know, I think what's so interesting is how this is all flows really well in this album, and you guys are masters of that. But going from Marty singing, you know, politicians, like we want to see politicians, if they're going to declare war, do it naked. It's that same thing. You know, it's like how greedy do you get to be when you're naked? You know, when everyone can see you, that transparency. If our
politicians were all naked, we'd all run to cover. There would be no war, and we wouldn't come out till they left.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, Marty, 9 cats and naked. There you go.
It's a deal breaker.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, God, be careful.
It could be dangerous.
I know. But Severin, that really is just so touching. I want to bring Jeff on. Jeff, how's your cocktail?
It's delicious. A little on the spicy side.
Well, you know how Miss Prissy, as we call her, likes to do that. I want to talk about everyone's other song on there because you each have a song. There's 2 songs on each album that you do, from each of you. Closure. Tell us about this because it kind of, to me, ties into your song Lessons of My Father and also Better Man This Year for some way. It kind of all feels like a trilogy to me.
Wow, that's true. I mean, when I wrote Closure, I was actually trekking on Mount Kilimanjaro. It was last September. And and I was told that when you're in a low oxygen environment, that you have dreams that are really meaningful, very fitful, very frightening, way more extreme than you would normally. And I was just as I was hiking, I at the end of each day, I would lay down and literally I would eat and fall asleep. Everybody would be by the fire, and I had this dream several times before it actually became a song, where I walked into a bar and my dad was there, and we worked out all the stuff that we hadn't worked out earlier in our life.
Wow. That's cool. Amazing. And number one, you're back in our homeland, okay?
Yeah.
And our friend John DeGrazio just completed the trek to Mount Kilimanjaro, and it just there's something that just, oh man, that's a magical experience. But there's nothing like Africa to bring you back to reality, I think. That's just my own personal thing, that Africa does that. It reminds you about what is real. Like every grain of sand is important.
It's the roots of everything.
Yeah. Let's play it because I want everyone to hear this song because in Closure, we all need that.
We sure do.
Darn it. There's things in life. I mean, when you talk about fathers, I go like, okay, it's time for that now. But sometimes you do need something epic to do that.
I think somebody should do a board game where there's like a whole bunch of doors, and you can open them and peek in and slam it, or open them, leave it open, or never open them at all.
Yeah.
Until you you have to go on the whole thing, and then it just you could solve a lot of problems by what door you open and when you open it. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, talk to Rob about that. Maybe he could help you.
Okay.
The board game, spontaneous.
Well, I know. It's and we could call it The Doors.
fun too.
Good band name.
Rob. Hey, we got to give him a shout out because he sponsors a lot of our music segments, and I appreciate that. And the game is fun. You guys got the game right and played it, right?
Yeah, we did. Yes.
Awesome.
I'm trying to figure out how to play it with just two people, though.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh, yeah.
You can just. You put in like a bottle of wine there and give it a bow tie, and then put another bow tie there and give it a. Oh no, it's snakehead time.
No,
so
do
no.
your alter ego.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But here it is.
yeah.
Here it is. We're going to play Closure, everyone, Jeff Kossack, and again, it's on Stripped Down from the Tallman Group, and you can get it on CD Baby. Nancy, especially, listen, there's a line in here for you that's going to take you back to your father.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
I think there's a certain era of fatherhood, like things. I'm just saying. Take a listen.
I walked into a bar room full of cliches of every kind. Neon clock, a polished bar, and a wall of booze behind. The whole place all but empty, save for but a single man. As I approached, I could see it was my dad. And I asked, how can you be here? You're more than 3 decades gone. He said, son, I've been watching you so long. There are things I need to tell you, things you need to hear. And I know we both do better when there's beer. You know I've seen everything, I even heard that song. How I threw you in the water as a child, well that was wrong. And that line about me leading by example in reverse, I have to tell you, son, you know that hurts. You were right to be scared. You were right to be afraid. I was trying to raise you not to live your whole damn life that way. But you can hold your head high the way you hold your sons dear. You got it right way more than I did. I just wanna make that clear. Well, we talked and laughed for hours. You know it wasn't always bad. And though I seldom won his favor, you know I'll always miss my dad. There's all this talk of closure and how it feels so fine. I found mine in that bar room with that repentant dad of mine. And I know the time is coming when I can think of him and smile. Who knows, I might be seeing him in a while. You were right to be scared. You were right to be afraid. I was trying to raise you tough, 'cause I never saw myself that way. But you can hold your head high. And then he knocked back his beer. Then we hugged, and I felt him slowly fade and disappear. There are no second chances. We live and then we're done. But maybe only in our dreams we reconnect with our loved ones. I woke up disbelieving. I'd been dreaming, that was clear. But at my bedside sat 2 empty glasses of beer.
Everyone again. This is the Tall Men Group on Big Blend Radio. Today for our happy hour show, that was Jeff-Kossack's song, and that is Closures on the album, the fourth new album, Stripped Down, and that was stripped down to the core. Like I said, this is like bearing soul. Nancy, like I told you, like I had to play that just because I knew like that. Yikes. You should have been in you need to go climb the mountain.
Well, you can get there. You can get there without going all the way to Africa. You just have to. You know, I have found that the
like
more
Africa a lot.
Oh yeah, of course. But I found that the more I open the door in my music and let everybody in, the more widely accepted the music is. You know.
Yeah. Now, I just have to. My dad threw me. You guys are in Southern California, you know San Clemente and the pier there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad threw me off the end of the pier when there's two versions of the story. One was I was like a newborn, and the other one I was under 2 years old. Either one sucks. Wow. Yeah, and he got arrested, and then lifeguards, which I like lifeguards and firemen a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
Stripped down or not.
So some lifeguard dove in the water, saved me. Which was cool. But the thing was, I personally don't remember this because I was too young. But I had this thing when we walked on the pier, and we used to go every Saturday. We would go from San Fernando Valley, drive out to San Clemente, and spend a day at the beach. And I was petrified of the pier, and I would walk on the planks. But when you look down, you could see the water between the planks of the pier,
right.
And I couldn't make myself step over, so my mom would carry me. And I could never figure out why until my grandmother finally told me this story. Wow. But my parents denied it. Now I'm like, whatever, I can swim. And the first thing I did when I had Lisa was when she was 6 months old, she got swimming lessons.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But
yeah, life growing up with my dad was one lesson after another lesson after another lesson, and but the bottom line is that I guess I turned out okay, and but you know I just learned how to be the kind of father, a different kind of father than that.
Yeah.
And, you know,
exactly.
So I guess in some ways he did me and my sons a big favor.
And he first.
Okay.
No, but I think but because Nancy always talks about this of being tough. You become a toughie through things, but I think
you become self-reliant.
So yeah, but I think sometimes, I just did an interview about this, about creative people using their past in creative work, whether you should or shouldn't. And there's a point, like for actors, going back to a traumatic position of their life, going and reliving it over and over, how it can actually negatively affect them. And now, Jeff, you're doing the opposite. I wish you were on that interview because now you debunked us.
Good. I love this song because it makes me, at the end of the day, go, okay, I'm not crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm okay.
Yeah, I think that you guys are storytellers. You're master storytellers, and all of you bring just one line of a song.
It's amazing.
You can relate to, like, everybody has something to relate to in each of your songs, and I think that's the amazing thing about your music and why we play it so much on shows is that it connects with so many of our guests. I'll be like, oh, we've got to play this song because it goes with the theme we're talking about, and it has it runs the gamut. But you're bringing in life experiences and something that people can relate to. It's such an important thing about the arts. Mm-hmm. Comedians, Marty, I think it's so important what you do because a lot of times it's something people don't want to talk about.
No, they don't.
Jeff, maybe you don't want to talk about what, life was with your dad. Nancy, sometimes does on a show, but we all have our things. And sometimes you don't want to talk about it, but you need to have somebody that relates. And sometimes the only way you have someone who can relate to you is sometimes through the arts. And
especially
to move forward.
And music.
Yeah. I really key.
Well, this
and
song
it makes you feel not alone.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This song with just like Lessons of My Father. After I played it afterward, the people have found me after the set is over and go, "Wow, I was knocked out by that song. It rang so true with me and my father. Both songs.
Yeah.
Both songs."
It must be a generation thing.
I know. That was like, okay, we're not gonna talk about ages here, but John, okay.
Yes.
Youngster.
Yeah, John, I want to go to you because, like, John-stowers, everybody. We're gonna play Over the Wall because I go back in the albums, now 4 of them, and there's some of the songs. I know you had a Beatles challenge. Was this part of the Beatles challenge, Over the Wall, or
No,
was
it
it
was
the high
not.
school challenge?
No, this was actually where we all brought a title that we had not written the song to and put it in a hat, and then we all picked a title out of the hat that was not our own, and we had to write a song to that.
Wow.
Cool.
So I'm totally losing on all of your challenges on this show, okay? So I'm not going to play this game. I'm losing. But it doesn't, because, again, everything's related, right? It's all tied in. Over the Wall, tell us about the song. That's crazy. You guys just bring in, you're going to play. You're
I love that.
I like that. I think that's
we
what.
should do that with our magazine.
Well, no. I think that when you have something like that, it doesn't that stop the writer's block. It kind of makes you get into, like, creative crazy mode.
It does. I never would have picked that title, and then all I kept seeing was Steve McQueen riding his motorcycle over the wall.
Oh, cool.
In the Great Escape, and
yeah.
so I kind of used that as a metaphor for, I don't know, escaping your relationship, escaping your demons, whatever you want to apply.
Be careful what you say.
It does have a Beatles flair. Am I allowed to say that? Because to me, it has like a little, I don't know, it's like a little Beatles vibe to me.
All my songs kind of have a Beatles vibe.
Right.
Yep.
Somewhere.
Yep. John is that guy. He's the Beatle guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he
cool.
does. Yeah.
So
I love
you're
that.
right there. You're definitely right there.
Okay, but I'm losing on the challenges.
Yeah,
like,
you're not getting it.
No, that's just, it's it happens. It happens.
We forget which challenge we love.
That's true. We forget.
Oh,
we ask each other. Yeah.
That is, I think that so you have a monthly challenge, and that's amazing. Okay, Jimmy, do you cook according to the challenge, or is it by what's in season, or whatever you feel like?
No, I don't cook according to the challenge at all. It just doesn't work that way for me. I have
especially when it's body parts.
Body parts.
That's a cadaver party.
I try to give them each a little something that they really like, and then throughout the year, and then we close our last week with Cipino is the closing of the year, because I know they all like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the challenges. Who comes up with the challenges? Do all 6 of you come up with challenges, or is it you, Jimmy?
It's a random thing. If somebody has an idea that they'd like to run by as a challenge idea, that's what usually happens.
Can we give you one?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Cool. We'll think about it and get back to you.
Oh, good.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
I thought you had one. I was like,
I just thought that would be so much fun.
Oh, it would be great. Yeah, send us one.
Hey, I like it. I love challenges like this because I think that it has to happen so that you keep writing. Have any of you needed the challenge to keep, do you ever get writer's block? Do any of you get writer's block?
We probably all get writer's block at some point.
Yeah.
But I think the challenge really helps
to
to put something in focus that we're going to be writing for, and it gives us an idea of what to think about while we're sitting down with our guitars and piano.
Because in our industry, we have writing and I know authors, everyone has these deadlines. Do you have? In music, do you have a deadline? I know sometimes, if you're in contract with an album, there's a deadline, or do you push deadlines on yourself to?
Once a month, you got to bring the song in once a month. You got 30 days.
Or you don't get dinner.
Oh well.
No. So to be fair,
or cocktails.
I think we should do this. We'll give you a challenge, and you give us a challenge.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I have a challenge.
Okay.
I would like to challenge each of you to write a song about walking.
Walking. Okay.
Taking a walk.
Okay. That's a good idea.
It's about taking a walk. Yeah, shameless plug. It's for our 1 hour walk group on Facebook. I'm trying to get people out to take a walk so they'd be more observant in life, to look at things. And so, I challenge you to take a walk, or not a challenge it, but I challenge you to write about a walk.
We haven't done that
walking.
yet.
Maybe next time, maybe next month, that'll be our challenge.
Cool. I would dig that. I want to
Great
know.
idea.
That would be. Now Nancy is jealous. You brought it up, and now I'm
fine.
nagged it. Okay. Well, you can meet me over the wall.
So now they can give us a challenge.
Uh-oh.
That whatever you challenge us, we'll write about in the next magazine.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Thanks, Nancy. Priscilla, get on the cocktails. All right, here it is. Over the Wall by John-Stowers, again, off of the album Stripped Down by the Tallman Group. And you can go to the Tallman Group on CD Baby. Follow them on Facebook. It's one of the best ways so you can keep up with all of their gigs and albums. And I think you should start posting recipes, Jimmy. I'm just saying. But here it is. Over the Wall.
Been suggested.
I'm over the wall, escape from it all. I'm finally free of my pain. I made it across the love that we lost, breathing the blue sky after the rain. Year after year, I crawled beneath the wire, stood in this ring of fire, planning my escape. And year after year, my soul grew ever sadder, tying hope into a ladder to make my future break. I'm over the wall, escape from it all. I'm finally free of my pain. I made it across the love that we lost, breathing the blue sky after the rain. I hid among the shadows, imaginary gallows hanging over my mistake, and biding my time like the guard up in the tower, waiting for that fabled hour. The shift would change my fate. I'm over the wall, escape from it all. I'm finally free of my pain. I made it across the love that we lost, breathing the blue sky after the rain. Breathing the blue sky after the rain. I'm breathing the blue sky after the rain.
listening to Big Blend Radio, and you just heard John-Stowers perform his song, Over the Wall. It's on Stripped Down, the fourth album, the latest album from the Tall Men Group, and you can get it on CD. Baby, go get it. Go get it. Man, I wish we could play the whole album. I know. John, those words, breathing the blue sky after the rain and the gallows. I mean, I'm just like, wow, the words are amazing to me. When you write, are you like in a little room going, I mean, how do you do it? Like, are you, hobble downstairs? Are you outside? What are you doing?
Are you in the garage?
I want to know that from each of you. Yeah.
I tend to, I really need to take a day and not have anything else scheduled.
Yeah.
And then I walk around with my guitar. I go out in the studio. I come into the house. I get some tea. And I kind of just try and, wherever the song is, put myself there, and I kind of stay in that mode all day. And I can usually get most of the song done in that fashion.
Wow. And tea is good. There's something about tea and creativity. I don't know what it is.
We call it the in and the out.
Yeah, you have
if the in and the out of your.
You can't be dealing with bills and emails and stuff like that when you're trying to create.
Exactly. You got to turn the phone off and the computer off, and just kind of.
Yeah. So, okay, I want to go up to our next songwriter that we're going to be sharing, Ed Tree, for you. Welcome, Ed.
Hey.
Welcome. So, Ed, for you writing, where do you write?
I generally write in the studio. It's isolated. It's soundproof, and I can just get in there and focus and shut out the rest of the world. But my process usually starts as soon as we get the challenge. It's always working in the back of my mind for for the until the song actually the work begins. But I'll maybe during the month I'll come up with a line or a title or some chords, and I'll record a little bit of it. And like for this month, our challenge is danger. And I thought of a line and wrote it down, and then I came up with a little piece of music. And I feel really good about that, although the most of the work is going to happen probably in one day, kind of like John does it. I'll just sit down. Okay, now's the day I'm going to write it. But the process, goes on for a whole month.
It's interesting because you say when it's it starts working in the back of your head. Like when we're on deadline and there's like an article that I want to write, and it's like, because I'm on the other side, I'm not able to be in the creative zone all the time in our world, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
And then you go and you're going to write this article and you're really excited about it. Then you almost start to hate it, and then you come back to really loving it. There's like not a hate. That's a hard word, but you just suddenly like, why did I put myself through this? There's a pain. It's a pain. It's not hate.
Frustrating.
But then you'll be like, I'll go outside with Nancy and have a cocktail or a wine. We'll be talking about something. She'll be telling me something, and I'm hearing her, but not really. I'll just turn around and go,
I know that.
Well, this and this about this article. Like I'm writing this, and that's it. Something came up in my mind, and that's it. It's taking over everything. Does that happen to you, Ed? When you're talking to people, like suddenly, like I'm chewing on gum here, and I just got to the tasty bit.
Every now and then I'll just go, can you hang on to that thought for a second, and I'll write something down, or if something, if some idea comes in.
My wife will often go, "Are you listening to me?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm still writing my song." In my head, I'm working on verse 2.
But word association has a lot to do with triggering memories. You know? So somebody will say a particular word with the right inflection in their voice, and then suddenly you're like in high school again, or you're out there on the prairie or in Africa or wherever, and it just has like a connotation. And then the other person picks up on it. It's like, oh, dude, I need that for my article.
I know, your song it's cool. Jeff, I want to know, Do you write a lot about love because you're writing songs all the time when your wife is talking? I'm just kidding.
I'm always accused of not paying attention. It's all, and of course, the hearing kind of tends to go anyway a little bit at this stage in our lives, and it's like I find myself going, say again, please. So sometimes I'm accused of, sometimes I'm just deaf, but sometimes I'm not listening.
So where do you write?
I write everywhere. My process is just a little bit different than the guys. I write literally, try to get my song done in the first half of the month, and then I literally play it 10 to 15 times a day until I can recite it basically without referring to a lyric sheet. That's kind of, it's like I don't necessarily want to be looking down at paper while I'm singing. It kind of gets in the way of, it confounds the feelings.
I agree with you. I learned that as a singer, I used to forget the words and things, and till I learned to live the song, like tell the story, know the story, and once you know the story, you can get away with things, And
exactly.
if you have to change the words, you can
change the story.
I did, a lot. But it's interesting. What about you, Marty? Do you write at the piano?
I do. Yeah, and then then I'll go away and just think about the lyrics for like the next week or two, and the shower's good. The shower's good.
Although he
totally
did write
nude
9
shower,
cats.
right?
Yeah.
You don't wear your clothes in the shower.
He did write 9 cats in the back of a van.
That's
with
true.
no piano there.
That's true. Yeah. So anywhere that like the white noise, like a road noise or shower noise or dishwashing noises, somehow cancels out part of my brain that is getting in the way.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Noise canceling. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so a lot of the younger musicians we've been interviewing talk about writing on their phone, and I can understand, like, okay, you've heard something, so type it in there. I kind of get it, but then I do a different kind of writing, but I also songwrite, but I'm like, okay, I don't know. So, like, Severin, do you ever write on your phone, or is it handwriting, or?
I write. I use my notes app on my iPhone to jot down ideas. And sometimes when I'm hiking, I'll stop and I'll get out my phone and I'll put something in my iPhone notes. But normally no. I have a notebook at home, and I put it. I usually get at least the first draft done on my notebook before I transfer it to the computer, and from there I print it out and put it in front of me, and play it, and that's where I do the fine tuning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Do any of you handwrite anything? Like when you write songs? Anybody use handwriting?
Like I said, first draft is always handwritten.
We're very analog.
Okay. So now, so if you put in an actual book, like, I have a journal, right? And then all of a sudden I'll go into a spring cleaning mode, and then I get really pissed. Like, why did I throw that away? Who cares? Like, you sometimes the stuff that you think needs to be thrown out should be there for another time. Do any of you go through that where you toss it away and get mad?
You know what? I use legal pads, yellow legal pads in this binder that I have. And I have 105 of them, and I have them all. They're all since the 70s.
Wow.
And I have them all, every single one of them. I can refer back
They
to stuff I
started
did
yellow
10
and
years
they end
ago.
yellow.
Okay, then I want to say this about the cell phone thing. I have never heard so many personal conversations I wasn't intended to hear since the cell phone. And everybody talks really loud when they're on a cell phone. And do you do that? Like, do you talk on your cell phone so loud with your songs that somebody else is going to go, ooh, I could write that song?
Yeah, if you're writing vocally.
Not
do you
me.
Do that?
This is Severin. No, not me.
Yeah, not me.
Not me. No.
No.
We're
Okay,
all deniers.
Well, we're done with this. Jimmy, I want to go to you. Are you writing in the kitchen?
I like Severin. I like to hike a lot, so I have a recorder on my phone. So while I'm hiking, ideas and lines come into my head, and I stop and put them down. But the Monday before the Talls come over for dinner, while I'm prepping and cooking. I'm back and forth in my studio to the kitchen, and on the day they're coming, I'm just getting the last final little lyrics correctly. So those 2 days, I really put the balance of the song together. So it's kind of like a therapy for me to be cooking. That helps me think while I'm doing that, and then I go back into my studio office and I put the song together.
You know, and I love that you said there's like the therapy part of it, because I think that your music is that for people. Like we were talking about that earlier, you know, this form of music where I don't really want to go sit on anyone's couch. I'm not in it. I don't want to, and I don't want anyone looking. I just want to hear it, feel it, touch it. No. And I think that's something about your music, that you guys really have that. It's therapeutic, but not with the medical white coat, you know. I don't want the white coat.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah,
nice to hear. Thank
it
you.
feels good. Like, okay, you know, it's like talking with a good friend that doesn't put you down. You know what I mean? A good friend that, you know, can connect and hear and listen.
Or hand you a bill later.
Yeah. No. It's so good. Ed, let's talk about I Want to Feel That Way Again. This song, it for me personally just it means so much to me. Tell me about your side of writing it.
Well, it's obviously a very personal song, and it's about, you know, getting to a stage in life and stage in a relationship where, like, do you just, you know, hang up the cleats and call it a day, or do you put them back on and say I want to get back in the game, you know, and continue to live life? And that's really what the song is about, not giving up hope. And saying that there's still more life to live.
Wow. To me, there's a part of it where you remember there's certain, you know, when you're in a relationship, you are really, there's like a moment, everybody has this, I know, in a relationship where you're like, man, this is just like utopia. Like, this is amazing. There's this perfect little sweet spot. We all like, don't forget it, you know. Yeah. And you sing about that, and it means something to me, especially now when you lose those people in your life, like when they go to the next plane, you're like, damn it, I'm so glad I took that moment to not just always be in it, but to sit in it for a second. You need to wallow in the mud and just go, I like playing in the mud. This is awesome, and feel it. You know what I mean? And just really recognize it. And this song really, really takes me to that moment of really caring about someone, even though you're all going to change or go different ways or not. Everybody has their choice. But I Want to Feel That Way Again. Yeah. Here it is, everybody. Again, you can get it on Stripped Down, the Tallman Group's 4th album. Here it is.
I remember there was sunshine and the wind blew through your hair. We were laughing, we were dancing, suspended in midair. The world, it could not touch us, protected by the love we sheltered in. I want to feel that way again. I want to feel that way again. Time moves forward, you can feel it, and you can see its truth. We weren't flying, we were falling. Gravity is its own proof. But I can still remember the warmth and comfort of your skin. I want to feel that way again. I want to feel that way again. And if we never find our way back to the road we wandered from, know my love is with you still, and it will be from now on. It's so easy to stop believing and surrender all your faith to the long and lonely winter. Then maybe things will never change. I can still remember the spring and lying next to you, my friend. I want to feel that way again. I want to feel that way again.
Everyone, that was I Want to Feel That Way Again, and that was written by and performed by Ed Tree from the Tall Men Group. And no, he didn't change his name just to be in the Tall Men Group. But that's off of their album Stripped Down, and it's the 4th album. You can get it on CD Baby, and follow them on Facebook under Tall Men Group. Ed, seriously, I can't tell you like just how that, I miss my friend, man. That's all I can say. It just really, it takes you there,
Well,
so thank you for that.
I'm glad it makes you feel something.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
I'm trying to keep it happy hour here, and I've got like tears in my eyes. Seriously. Priscilla, bring the next round. I know. Come on, little monkey. Come on, little monkey. Beautiful, beautiful song. And I think that's, again, that's the thing that you guys have this amazing talent of just bringing our own lives to light. And I think that as we get busy as human beings and shuffled around, and we're shuffling ourselves around at the same time, we need to have these moments where we just sit down and listen to an album like this, have a glass of wine by a fireplace or sit out by a lake or listen to it in your car, I suppose, calm down during traffic if you're in L.A. like you guys know about. But there's this, it's reflective. It's really reflective of life. And it's when you do these challenges, are you thinking about a specific goal? Like, does this go with the Tallman Group? But like this goal of, you guys reflect life. That's all I think.
Yeah. This is Severin. I don't think in terms of writing for the Tallmen. I just think in terms of writing the best song. Sometimes it's good for the band, sometimes it's not.
I think this could be a soundtrack for a movie, like somebody who makes movies could sit and listen to this, and instead of the sound being brought in to fix or be part of the movie, then somebody could make a movie according to the sound.
To the album.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
Flip
That's
that,
a cool
Hollywood.
idea.
I know.
That's a great idea.
You
That's a
bad
great idea.
out there.
Yeah.
Come on, get creative. Do something different. I'll just go take the soundtrack and make the movie according to the sound.
Oh, I would take that project on.
I would do it.
That's a great idea.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, it's about time they did that. That way.
No, but it needs to be the Tall Women Enterprises that does it.
The naked tall women.
I know. I've got like this whole crazy vision, but it's not that weird.
But you could, if you think about it, you can
yeah,
make a movie
according
to
the
songs.
yeah. That's
yes.
Because the album flows that way. You know, we know about the challenges. I get them wrong, but it's like because at the end of the day, the music is personal. Everybody takes a song the way they want to. Jimmy, The Hall. Okay, like this goes. This is like the ode to the dudes, man. This is like the ode to rock and roll. Like you wrote American Pie in your way.
That's my rock and roll roots coming out.
Yeah, Cleveland. You know, you think about like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then you think about really what happened the day the music died. You know, and this song. Tell us about the challenge and what spurred this on.
Well, this was a challenge where we put the hometown of every tall man in a bowl and picked out, and I got Marty, who is from Cleveland. And what better place to write about in Cleveland than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Cool.
And okay, because I was going to say this is not your
rock.
No, I was going to say because Jimmy's accent does not sound Cleveland to me at all.
That's true.
You know. Well, okay, so you're all Southern California based. Okay, so let's do this. So I want to know where each of you were born, because some of the songs like Surfing the Mississippi, and when you go and listen to your music, you're not all from Southern California. So,
correct.
Jimmy, where were you born?
I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York City.
Yeah.
The Bronx, New York.
Okay,
what
so
a surprise.
when if you could go back there right now, if I could, Priscilla could fly the private plane to the Bronx right now, what would be the first place you would go in to get some food? And like, what do you want to eat? Because there's food memories.
Well, the places that I used to go to, I don't know if they're there anymore, but you could go to any pizzeria downtown and get a great slice of New York pizza, and it's better than any place else in the world.
Would you put pineapple on it?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. Don't do that.
I had to do it.
Absolutely
I had to do
not.
it.
No.
Okay, so Marty, you're from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
No broccoli either.
Yeah, no broccoli. So did you live there your whole life in Cleveland, Marty?
Yeah. I mean, through college and all that. Food. Well, I've only been there once in a long time, and I had to go back to this pizza place also called Geraci's, and my sister-in-law went with me, and then I found out that they only take cash, and it was embarrassing.
Deal breaker. It is a deal breaker.
Yeah, I don't think she's forgiven me.
No, there you go. All right, so Severin, what about you? Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Frankfurt, Germany, but I came when I was 2 to Los Angeles, to the house that I live in right now.
Wow.
I've been in this house that my grandfather built for over half my life. And
wow.
I left a couple of times and came back. And it's just the best place in the world, so I'm still there.
Is it like by Hollywood Hills or anywhere out there?
No, it's not by the Hollywood Hills. It's near Eagle Rock, which is near Pasadena. So it's a northern part of Los Angeles. And Eagle Rock, many people don't know, but there's a part of town called Eagle Rock that has a huge stone that you can see from the freeway, that when the sun shines on it right, there's the shadow of an eagle. And that's why they call it Eagle Rock.
Yep. Oh, that's cool.
Right on.
Yep. I like that.
Right on.
Yep.
Okay, so food, like anybody coming to Eagle Rock, what would you say you got to eat?
Oh, now. Okay, I thought you were referring to when I was growing up.
Well, dude, I mean, or growing up. Okay, I just, you're there.
When I was growing up, there was a place that is no longer there now. It doesn't look like there's even enough room between the curb and the railroad track for a building, but there used to be a building there. It's just stunning to see. And it was called Gil's Taco Terrace. And I remember that was my first memory of there being a restaurant. And my mother, when she made food for me and my friends, she would call it B's Taco Terrace. Her name was B.
Cool.
Wow.
Right.
Aunt B.
Aunt B. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
Cool.
not Beyonce.
Yeah.
Just saying, And did she serve you lemonade? No, I'm kidding. It's just sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, I'm going to ask you. Born and raised.
I'm from Chicago, but moved here when I was 2 to Los Angeles, and have lived in Los Angeles here all my life. Don't really have very many.
Did you and Severin hang out at 2 years old in L.A.?
No, but I did buy my first Severin-Browne record in 1975.
No way.
Wow.
See.
When you were 2.
When I was 2.
Hey, I was 1 at that time. See, check it out. That's I didn't tell anybody that, but anyhow.
I couldn't talk, but I had money for records.
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
So that's how Jeff and I met. This is Severin. That's how Jeff and I met. He came up to me and said, "Are you the Severin-Browne?" I go, "Yeah, sorry."
I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
that was a fun day. Monumentous, actually, for me.
Well, you guys have some history. Like everyone, go on each Shawman's website, Google. I mean, seriously, when you start going into the history, some of you guys have played with just people that I'm like, wow, just some of my favorites. And it's amazing. You guys have the whole industry of songwriting is just, to me, like being a singer-songwriter and then performing with different people and being able to do that and have an integrity to it. And that's what all 6 of you bring to the table, is integrity in music and integrity in a song, whether it's the words or the both of it. It's like out there, and I think that's amazing to have these careers that you guys have. I want to come and jam. But anyway, John, I want to know, are you a Southern California boy?
No, I'm actually from a little farm town called Mexico, Missouri.
That's right. I remember this.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember this. Okay. Hey, by the way, Missouri has the 418th National Park unit now.
I know. We just got one.
And we're going to get another one there. Apparently, they're focusing on Missouri. The Archers are going to become another one, too.
Isn't that weird?
Don't start me on the whole thing of
don't
why, but it's cool. Nothing against those parks, but there's a whole other land grab going on. But that's funding it. But so Missouri, what brought you to L.A. or to Southern California, I should say?
The dream of music, wanted to come out to LA.
Wow. So did you pick up when you were a teenager and say, "That's it, I'm going"? You did the Easy Rider thing. You went over the wall.
It wasn't until after it was like third year in college. My roommate in college, and I was going to college in Springfield, Missouri, and we decided that summer this was it, and we were going to go out to LA.
Wow.
So
right
we
on.
packed up the car in the U-Haul and drove out.
Wow. This is very cool.
It's interesting how everybody gets to where they get, and then how you meet other people, and then records and albums come out, and great songs.
Yeah, Ed,
you could actually do a movie about all of your different lifetimes.
I think a soundtrack, like the soundtrack of your life as a movie. This is it, not just this album, but all 4 have to be incorporated. Ed, where are you from?
Well, I was born in New Orleans,
Cool.
and I moved to Mississippi when I was young, in southern Mississippi, about 18 miles across the border from Louisiana. So definitely the south of the South.
Cool.
And if I was going to go to a restaurant, you made me think of that. I was getting hungry here. I'd go to Middendorf's and have seafood gumbo.
Oh, okay. You just reminded me that I totally forgot the food question. I have to go back. John, Missouri food. Actually, I never like Missouri food. We don't think like Missouri food.
How many Mexican restaurants are there?
Well, I didn't have a one. I mean, I remember it wasn't until I was a senior in high school we finally got a Pizza Hut. I mean, there really weren't that many restaurants. It was a small town, so my favorite food would be out at my grandma Tratchell's farm. Fried chicken, homemade coleslaw, and fresh sliced tomatoes from the garden.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. That sounds great.
John, that's sounding good. That's good.
That's
some like picnic food, like serious picnic food. Do you have big trees out there?
Kitchen table time.
Yeah. Do you have trees? Do you guys eat outside out on the farm?
Oh yeah. You know.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, Jeff, we're going back to your childhood. Are you going to eat in L.A. or Chicago?
I'm going to eat in L.A. I'm going to eat in L.A. Where am I going to eat? I'm going to eat a Reuben sandwich at Jerry's Famous Deli in Woodland Hills.
Oh, boy.
That's good.
And I'm not having him put any mustard on the sandwich. I'm going to have him bring a jar of mustard that I can spill into a bowl and literally dunk my sandwich.
Dude, just go mustard dip in.
And then slather all my French fries with yellow mustard, because that's a Chicago thing.
All right. Unfortunately, Jerry's isn't there in Woodland Hills anymore. No. Unfortunately. But there is a Jerry's around somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to give Jerry's left Woodland Hills? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're into this. I just think, Jeff, you and Nancy might have met each other at some point, because she's like, her Reuben, like everywhere we go, Reuben. It's the one thing when you're traveling in places. If you think a place, like, you got to watch out, like, on the salads and stuff, you know, depending where you are. She'll look at me like, I'm doing Reuben, and I'm like, you either, you know, we're actually pretty almost vegetarian, but she'll go like, that's it, I'm having a Reuben. Anytime she gets out of the house, she wants a Reuben. It's a Reuben, but she's like, it's because by the time you get it, it's so cured and done that you're not going to get sick.
You will never get sick.
I actually refer to it as
you
the
can
trash
get
can
sick
of
over
sandwiches.
a salad.
Yeah.
No, actually, Jeff and I were on the road a couple of times in the last couple of years, and every place we go, he gets the Reuben. He tries the Reuben.
Playing it safe.
Yeah. You guys went traveling up to Oregon and stuff, right? You went and like did a whole West Coast tour.
Yeah, went all the way up to Washington State.
We'd love to do it with the Talls. Sometimes it's hard to get 6 guys on the road to be available all at the same time.
You need a bus.
That's right.
Amen to that.
I know.
Well, we did that the first time. John didn't come with us, but
That's right. I did a couple of shows.
We did one up to Oregon.
There's the movie right there.
Yeah, the tall man on
This is the
come on.
soundtrack. Yeah,
that's where
Nine
Nine Cats was written.
That's where it's all coming together now. I see it. I see your vision.
We could do this movie.
Yeah, I want to do this. This is cool. Nancy's still stuck in saying that you're the 6-pack. You know,
I know.
Six-pack.
Well, no, because I can see the commercial in my mind where everybody busts out a 6-pack, like, and then you just morph into each man. What?
Like
you're weird, man. You're
so
you know what,
Nancy?
Our next CD cover should be a 6-pack.
That's right.
The Tall Men IPA.
Yeah.
Move the green tea off, and now it's the Tall Man IPA.
Okay.
And then it's like Superman with the cape. You just.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody has a tall man cape. Yeah. I'm a tall man.
Exactly.
Oh my God. All right. Okay, guys.
I got it in my mind.
All right.
I can see it.
We have to do a GoFundMe page for your movie idea, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we could try it. Why not?
Hey, I'm all like, this is.
All right.
This is a good idea, but we're gonna play the Hall because I love this, and it's just, you know, I love this, Jimmy. This is good, and you guys all still write a lot about love. Like seriously, you guys have these tender songs, and but I wanted everyone to hear this, the Hall. Here it is, everybody. Go get the album Stripped Down on CD Baby.
There was no lake effect storm the night I was born in Cleveland, fall of '95. On the shores of the Great Lake Erie, a place I love dearly. Well, I heard the music clearly and I felt alive. They threw a grand parade here on opening day, and they all came out to play and wish the best to me. There was Chuck Berry, Al Green, Mr. Bobby Dylan and Booker T, Fats and Cash and Little Richard, and the killer, Jerry Lee. But you see, it was the Big Bopper and my Uncle Allen Buddy Holly and Richie Valens, man, they were the first to really rock and roll this town. And everybody cried. They still say the music died. That snowy night, their plane went down. But they sowed the seeds that gave birth to me and gave us all something to believe in when the Hall went to Cleveland. Cleveland, Cleveland, God bless the souls of those who rock and roll in Cleveland. Cleveland, you will always be my home. Year-round music fills the hall. Someday winter, Springsteen, Summers and Paul, and a few ghosts left out in the cold. Ah, but it's very clear their spirits are here. For over 25 years, they gave their heart and soul. There's a Royal Albert and Carnegie, but they don't compare, you see, 'cause I put them all to shame. I got pop and rap and R&B, folk and blues and good old country, metal, punk and blue-eyed soul. And the world's greatest rock and roll. You will always be my home.
Everyone, again, that was The Hall by Jimmy-Yessian. It is featured on Stripped Down, the fourth and latest album by the Tall Man Group, and you can get it on CD, baby. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. It is like one of those albums, you're going to dig it. You're going to put it in, and, each tall man, it's one tall man and one instrument, sometimes a harmonica, but some of them are naked when they're playing.
I have the perfect opening for
the movie. She's into the movie mode.
I see it. Dudes, we got to talk. No, so each one of you takes the article of clothing off.
It's the beginning. That's it.
Okay.
It's burn the bra. But you're not wearing bras. I know, but you're going to burn the hammock. But
I see this as a documentary about this group of talented people.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I like it.
This could happen.
What piece of clothing would you take off first?
My hat. It's all about my hat.
It's all around my hat.
All
around my hat. Oh, wow. Okay, Jimmy, I just want to say this about the Hall, okay? Talked about the ghosts in the cold. Okay, so there are people that are not represented, like at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards and stuff. You're like, dudes, come on, and then sometimes they do it. Like, have you ever had that love-hate relationship with it?
Well, the line where I say someday winner, that's talking about Johnny Winter and his brother Edgar. For a long time, they've been trying to get them into the Hall, and for some reason, they don't get the votes, and they put in their time. They work their butts off performing for years and years and years, and should definitely be part of that whole thing.
agree.
Yeah.
I get really pissy about award shows and music. I think because all of us have, like, you look at people that have really done stuff. Look at what they have created. Like you're saying, like, good winners. Are you kidding me? And Johnny Winter, we had Paul Nelson on the show.
Yeah.
His guitar player, his apprentice, he came on the show. He was talking about just what they went through to get things to happen, even for the Grammys. And the Grammys, like, how hard was it to always get, like, the blues up there? I get into a rant about it, but it's justifiable. It's not just like, this is my favorite musician I want on there. This is like, these are people that have, like, laid the path. They were the trailblazers.
Yeah.
But you have to always remember who the advertisers are, and they call the shots at the end of the day, which sucks about stuff like that. It does. It's the truth,
All right, guys, it is time to play the typical game of happy hour on this show, except for we're doing it different. So I know the 6 of you play a lot of house concerts, which I think is such a cool thing because your music is very intimate and real, and I think that's just like the coolest venue. But I want you to put on your own house concert. Nancy can film it and make the movie. Okay, so that's what you want. Cool. But you're going to put on your own house concert. Jimmy, it's going to be at your house, okay, since you're cooking, apparently.
Okay.
And you can enlist help for this. So you're going to have a house concert, and each of you are going to play a song from the album, okay? But you get to invite two guests that you have never met but you've always wanted to meet, whether it's fictional, whether they are fictional, or they're alive or passed on. It's someone that you want them to hear your music, and then you get to sit down with them at dinner and have a conversation between all 6 of you. This is going to be cool. This is a party. So what I want to know is, who are you inviting, and what song are you going to perform? And then Jimmy, at the end, you got to say what are you going to serve, and if they need to bring, the rest of the tall men need to bring, like, enforcements in here. Priscilla says that she will do the cocktails and the wine and the beer, and she has, like, a group of monkeys that will help too. I don't know. She's got the soft monkey clan
from the
here.
Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Okay. So let's start with you, Marty. Who would you like to invite to the house concert?
Well, I think the person I would most like to sit down to dinner with is one of my heroes, the great Mel Brooks.
Oh yeah, great.
Yes.
He's still got it at his advanced age. Totally got it.
Nice.
He was on Seinfeld's Coffee Cars thing. Mel Brooks.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. And Carl Reiner. Yeah. If you watch it.
Wow.
They had dinner. He had dinner with Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, and they sit there and they have dinner and movies every night together.
Can we? But we could still book him, right? Even though he did.
Oh yeah, we'll do it. No, he's coming. Do you have a second person, or are you sticking with the one?
One is good for me.
Okay, and what song do you want to play to Mel?
Oh, I know. I have a song called "What Jews Can Do." I think that would be the one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. I do want to ask you, Lawyered Up on the album, Stripped Down. Am I allowed to say that I see like little snotty kids, like like in their little jacket, sports jacket, going, my daddy will just take care of this and that's that, so I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this kid is the underdog because he's getting bullied, and he's just grasping for something to some kind of way to stand up. So that's the way I see him.
No, but there's snotty-nosed kids there. They're like, here.
Yeah, but those are easy to run over. I've missed
nice. Nice.
Yeah.
This movie's getting crazy. Okay. I love
I
that.
don't mean physically.
No. But I think it's actually a very important song right now for kids right now with everything that's going on. I really want to play this at the end of the show because I want people to hear this because what kids are going through right now it's ridiculous. And when they stand up, we should this is my own personal opinion, we should be standing up for kids that are standing up for their own lives and for their, so to me this song means a lot. You didn't mean it at that point that way, how big it's gotten for kids now, right? I mean, when you think about what has happened over the last year or two, it's pretty crazy. So I really want to play that for everybody to hear it. Severin.
Yes.
Who are you inviting to the party?
Okay, I want to start with what song I would play, and the song would be from our first album. Would be Bar Band.
Yes.
And that was a song that I wrote for my father. And as a guest, I would like my father to play piano alongside Marty's keyboard, and Louis Armstrong to play trumpet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. So
Louis Armstrong was one of my dad's heroes.
Okay, you can't eat unless you perform. But I love that song. I played that on some of our shows, like some of our business shows too, just to hey, working in a bar band, this is what you think, this isn't what we thought, our life was going to be, like, working in a bar band. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Awesome, dude.
Jeff, what about you? Who and what song?
Wow. Okay, well, fictional character, but okay, we're all of the same age in this room. There was a movie in 1963 that was out. It was called The Nutty Professor, and it starred Jerry Lewis.
Oh, no.
Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
Okay, so in that movie, he has an alter ego by the name of Buddy Love, a guy who was on the surface so sure of himself.
He was so sexy.
So sure of himself, and yet underneath was like a ball of boiling doubt, and it made his character really, really complex. I mean, I saw that movie and I was like, this character is so much more than just how they're portraying him,
Wow.
I mean, they tried to do a remake of it in the late 90s, I think, and it just didn't have the same weight. But it would be Buddy Love that I would like to have doing it, because I thought at the time in 1963 he was the king of cool. I loved the way he dressed. I loved the way he played piano and the songs that he sang and everything. Because I've always been a huge fan of big band music. And the song that I would that I would play for him would be "We've Got a World That Swings," which is what he sang in the movie. He sang that one song in the movie, and it was a song by Maynard Ferguson, a great jazz player.
Okay, I love this. Now, are you going to, when you perform this, are you going to have waterlogged pants? I'm just saying.
I always have waterlogged pants.
I was just making reference to other songs.
But Jerry Lewis had like this cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
That now men can get away with that. Women who do it,
you have to have curlers in your head.
Women who have like the cigarette hanging out of their mouth while they talk look so cheap and nasty.
We have to have the little thing around our little dookie on our head.
But he was so cool with it. Like he was just cool with it, man. And then it's like he went from goofy to incredibly sexy.
Well, women with cigarettes was like a whole sex thing too. It just depended.
No, but that was like smoking. You put
the
cigarette between your
but you can't just dangle it.
You didn't dangle it from your lips.
No, not unless you had a missing tooth that you could stick it in.
Sorry. All right. Well, I'm not much of a smoker.
All right, that whole thing went out there. See what happens on Happy Hour here. John, save us. Who are you bringing to the party?
Wow. I'm kind of thinking of all the pictures I have in my studio. I won't go to the usual suspects of
John Lennon,
Paul McCartney, or John Lennon. Oh, that would be great. I'll go with Tom Petty and Leonard Nimoy.
Oh wow. Cool. Leonard Nimoy too. That's
wow.
And
Tom Petty, of course. That's awesome. Yeah, what a song. Ooh.
And since it's Leonard Nimoy, and start Rock It Out of Here.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool song.
Right on. Okay, this is so cool. I I want to go back to Jeff, though, one thing. On your song Closure, there's whistling, okay? Do you do that in performances? Can you whistle, like, on command? Yeah.
I just did it Saturday night at our CD release party.
Did you really? You can do that?
He did.
Yep.
He did.
Wow. Okay, you got
it's hard to keep it together, but I did it.
Give me a little whistle.
No, it's okay.
Whistle on demand.
Wow. Okay. Ed, who are you bringing?
All right.
Oh, we got some.
I am bringing Mark Twain.
Awesome.
And William Faulkner.
Oh, no way. This is so cool.
And I'm playing Write a Freaking Book.
Yes, I love that song. I love that song. Oh, I love that. That is so cool. And we just did a feature. Okay, so today we're celebrating. You guys have a release of Stripped Down. We're celebrating our next issue of Parks and Travel magazine that came out yesterday on time. And I always say it's on time. It made it skidding in, right?
It always does.
I have the skid marks to prove it.
Yeah.
But anyway, there. And the whole thing is about Oxford, Mississippi, and William Faulkner. Right. That's why I'm bringing it up. Yeah.
And there's a statue.
The Rowan Oak.
You could go sit next to the statue and sing
outside the city hall.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
I've been to Rowan Oak.
You have?
I went to Ole Miss for a couple of years.
Oh.
And when I was probably a sophomore, my English professor was working at Rowan Oak in off hours as curator, and he invited me to come out there, and I was able to see where Faulkner had written the basic plot of Sound and the Fury on his bedroom wall, and just walk around the property, which was amazing, and the professor had some great stories about Faulkner, so it was a really, really cool place, and quite a neat old town.
Wow.
How cool.
I can't wait. Nancy and I are going up to Springfield, Kentucky this year in the fall. We're going through Natchitoches, Louisiana, and then we're doing the Natchez Trace up. And I want to bump over to Oxford. I've wanted to go to Oxford, Mississippi for years, ever since we had some writing professor on our show that wrote about lepers in the leper colonies of Louisiana. And he was doing these seminars and speaking at this big conference, writers' conference. I'm like, I want to go there. But anyway, it's awesome.
Well, one thing that you'll notice, or maybe you won't notice, but I'll point out to you, in Oxford, the town square is round. And,
I love it.
And I wrote a song about that when I was there. Like, does anyone notice that the square is round? And it was basically a song about things that we take for granted that are hiding in plain sight all around us.
I love that. That's that observant part, and I think that's what the arts bring again. What brings into our perception when life gets so hectic. Sometimes we need to sit down and play an album like Stripped Down, and you get those perceptions, and it reminds us to take value, take that inventory of good stuff in life like that.
Actually think.
Yeah, and not everything is as it seems. That's the other thing.
Well, but
right.
Back to politics.
Jimmy, who are you inviting?
Well, I would really love to have known my grandfather, Vincent Caputo, my mother's father, and I never met him, and he passed way before I was born, but he was like the main cook in the family. He was cooking pizza and all kinds of things back in Italy, in Naples, when my mother was very small. She used to remember her dad in the kitchen all the time.
That's great.
So I'd like to cook him a pizza.
There you go.
And the other person I would love to have over is the Quiet Beatle, George Harrison. I'd love to sit down and play him a song I wrote called Baby Sleep. And I think that would be an awesome evening.
I want to take George Harrison, like I want to go out with him like into a garden, his garden, or the whole thing about how he tended gardens, that
if you get a garden, you get life.
Yeah, that meditational understanding of growth. Like it's just so amazing. I love George Harrison.
And he was the quiet one.
Yeah, totally. So, Jimmy, what's happening with the dinner? Like, this is at your house. So is this happening? Is the concert happening in the garden?
Well, I recently had a deck built in my yard, and I can't wait to do a show from that deck. So it'd be definitely off the back deck. And I'll be cooking Italian food, all kinds of Italian food.
Now, do the other tall men help you in the preparation?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they just drink. They probably just drink around the kitchen counter and watch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And say stuff.
That's it.
Oh.
They do have the wine flowing, yes,
Yeah.
we do.
See,
Oh.
Lisa? Yeah.
Okay.
One cooks, the other comments.
Okay.
There's a cook in the comment.
Yeah, the other one, I just go outside. That's it. Because, when there's smoke, there's fire. That's what I'm saying. That's what happens in our kitchen. No.
And I don't normally tell them what I'm
actually,
cooking
it did happen.
before they get
That
there.
did.
I don't tell them. I don't let them know what I'm cooking for each meal, unless they specifically ask. Or sometimes I say, don't have lasagna tonight, the night before.
Okay, so do people put in requests?
I've had a couple of requests. Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind Cioppino every month.
Yeah.
The Cioppino is a deal. This is the thing. That is not the deal breaker unless it's not made. Like the Cioppino is the thing. This is the thing.
So funny.
Okay, lastly, guys.
Request.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said, usually the requests are, Jimmy, make this again. This is great.
Exactly. Right. After the meal we're eating.
You see, that's how it happens.
I send them home with some food. When they have a little left over, bring it home for their women or themselves the next morning.
Cioppino in the morning. That's. I have no idea. I don't eat seafood.
I see that
sounds like an album.
I know, Cioppino in the morning.
Yeah.
I once had this amazing man in my life who the next morning, let's put it that way, the first next morning, it was, we have pasta in the fridge, and we're going to have pasta, salad, and Italian bread, and that was the best breakfast I've ever had. It was a romantic Italian breakfast at 7 in the morning with a cold beer, and it was heaven. But anyway.
Wow, fabulous. You know how they got the name Cioppino?
Yeah, it's good stuff. I want to ask.
Do you know how they got the name Cioppino?
How?
When the fishermen on Fisherman's Wharf used to bring their catch in, on Friday night they would all gather around and say, "Hey, Cioppino, chip in, give us what you got, your leftover," and they'd make a huge stew, a huge pot, and everybody would eat what every other person caught that day.
Cool.
Chip in with Cioppino.
Yeah.
And then they give you a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
I love that.
Real quick, guys, before we have to go, and we're going to play Lawyered Up because we got to do that. Jimmy,
yes.
And each of you, one quick tip for anybody getting into the world of singing, songwriting, especially songwriting, and getting into that. One tip for a young person getting out there and saying, I really want to do this, whether or not my parents think I should. I'm going to do this. So let's start with you, Jimmy.
Well, you got to follow your heart. You just have to, if that's what you want to do and that's what you want to try. And what I always tell the young songwriters that I work with when I go to these songwriter retreat weekends is that if you could put yourself into the song and become the character in that song, I think you could really, make it the best song you could make it.
Okay, so Mary's Secret is your other song on the album Stripped Down. So
right.
So you put yourself in a female's perspective, understanding her, what she's going through, even though it's like it's like two-dimensional, I'd say, like you know what I mean? It's like, okay, she's got a secret, and oh man,
well,
that's like that's a personal song too.
That was the secret challenge, and I'm a child of the '60s, and I was at Woodstock, and I believe that as long as you're not hurting someone else, you need to really be who you want to be, who you need to be, what you feel like inside. If that's what you need to do. You need to do that because we're only around here one time, as far as we know, and it's living in your own skin is what it's about.
I agree. Mr. Ed Tree.
Yes.
The other song on the album is No Crisis, and you talk about remembering how to breathe, and it's
right.
You basically put things into a very Zen perspective, no matter how crazy things get. And I can relate, Nancy and I've been through so many natural disasters, human disasters, like really, and we use humor and reminding ourselves that all things must pass. And this song reminds me of that. A tip for someone starting off writing, when you look at that song, do you have to have lived through things to write that? When you think about somebody writing, they're like just starting young. Do they have to have gone through something to write that kind of song?
Well, I think that certainly I can pinpoint a particular time in my life where I had a lot of things going on that were making life difficult, and I was very anxious. And I had to really focus on my breathing. So I did live that song, but I think, as we go through life, we all have challenges. We all have, we all walk that trail. And I don't think that you have to be, that can happen very early if you're just perceptive and self-aware and willing to explore that yourself and express that. Then you could write that song at 14,
When you're living life, you're like, if you're only 14, you have as big emotions as someone who's 60, 70.
If not bigger.
It's all relative to where you are in that space of time.
Yeah.
And you have to get it out. That's some of the best writers is when they're that age, so prolific at that time. John. Okay. John-Stowers.
Yes.
Kiss the Girl.
Yes.
And make her cry.
So you basically want us to not miss those moments in life, right? Don't miss those moments.
It was about regrets, but it's like we all had that moment, that spark with someone, and for whatever reason we didn't take that step. And you may meet them later in life, or you may think about them later in life and wonder what that parallel universe might have turned out to be.
And now you have Facebook, and you have Facebook stalkers. They'll say, like,
there you go.
Like, now I'm glad I didn't. No, I'm kidding, but no.
That's true.
But there are those moments, and you're like, that's true. Like sometimes just live free. It is cool. What would you give a tip for like someone starting out songwriting?
I really kind of agree with Jimmy. It's always worked for me is if you really you put yourself in that character, or if you go to that place, whether it's a real place or an imagined place, and you just sit there and exist in it. And if you can do that long enough, the song will present itself to you.
I agree. Cool. That's cool. Jeff, Waterlogged Jeff. That is like a Southern song. I just want to say that. Like that had like a Southern vibe to me. It was that part of the challenge, or was that about the crisis part, or where was that? Like that challenge?
Well, that song happened in October of 2017 when we were meeting at the beginning of we stopped writing after our October meeting, so we have 2 or 3 weeks of October left. All of November, all of December. It's basically 3 full months that we take off at the very end of the year. It's 2 calendar months, but it's time-wise 3 full months. And we have all had different challenges. That's the first time we've ever done that, where we each had a different challenge. And mine was the river. And right around that time, the Houston flooding was happening. And I was like magnetically watching TV, all these people, because the common denominator was the expression on their face. What do you do when a wall of water takes away everything in your life? What happens? And so I saw one guy who was a truck driver being interviewed on CNN, and he became the character in my song.
Wow. And that's, I know what you're talking about, that guy that, and the girl that ran up there, that one reporter, got involved, and that was like a no-no in reporter life, and she got involved.
Right.
It's better
and I thought that was amazing.
It's better than throwing paper towels.
Life is life, And so is that, like, I want to go on the tip real quick. We got to move fast here, but is that a tip when you look at writing a song of going, hey, when you feel something, write it down, don't let it go, like when something is happening?
And my other tip would be that to not be afraid to let people in, even if you're writing something that embarrasses you, can always edit it and make it a little less embarrassing. But like I said, the more I invite people in on my music, the more they want to listen, the more involved they are, and I think that's a universal tip for everybody that's writing songs.
Now, Severin, All the Way for Love. This song almost reminded me like of an old school Willie Nelson song.
Wow.
But also should be part of a play, like someone solo in a play. Saying, hey, everybody, I found out something. We need to do this. This is the way.
Yeah. I wrote this from like a broken part of myself. I realized that I was last year that I was coming from a place of being afraid to commit to a relationship, and I thought of myself as that broken character, and in fact I really love writing from broken characters, characters who really do not have it all together, and so basically none of the Nashville stars are ever going to want to sing my songs because they're about broken people, or at least this one is. And
but I think that's so poignant too, writing from character's perspective. I think the strongest thing is developing a character, whether it's a book, a movie, a song, because that's the way you identify is that person, whoever's singing it, or that situation, right? But you can't have the situation without developing the character. And the best actors are character actors, not the
I agree.
Shiny. Yeah.
I agree 100%, And as far as what I would tell the young songwriters is, everybody's got an idea, but the main thing you have to do is aggressively go for it and write it down or sing it or just do it and put in the time and draw out all the stuff, all the deep stuff that you need to get. The main thing is just to get out there and do it.
I agree. Do it. Just start writing. Marty,
exactly.
Any tips? We're going to play Lawyered Up now, but any tips before we go?
Just one. I try to practice what I would be preaching, which is that really just write to please yourself. And maybe sometimes everyone will relate to it, and maybe they won't, but you just have to start by writing just to make yourself laugh, or cry, whatever.
Integrity to yourself. Yeah. It's your own integrity, otherwise you aren't who you are. You're your own character,
Yeah.
6 Tall Men, you guys rock.
Yeah, this is
look
awesome.
forward to this every year.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Your music means so much to us, our listeners, an audience. It is just always such a pleasure, and it's so exciting when there's new music. I'm like, dude, the Tall Men group are here. It's March, yay, we're here. Now it's April now, but it's like, yay, they're here. I could do an Oprah, yay, but I'm not going to because I'm not Oprah. But I'm super excited, Nancy, both of us. It's like, your
I'm
music.
seeing the movie.
I know you inspire creativity, and I think that's one of the best things ever is when other musicians or writers or filmmakers or whatever someone is doing in the arts inspires other people to be creative and open their minds into a different perspective. That is the coolest thing, and thank you for doing that. It's just been a total pleasure, and love the new album. Stripped Down. How can you beat 6 Tall Men? Stripped down, like a group of them, dude. Go to CD Baby and go get the album and follow the Tall Men Group on Facebook. Shout out to Spontaneous Rob Ridgway for sponsoring the show. Go to the Song Game or songgame.com. You can get it on Amazon. Great game. We've all played it. And here it is, Lawyered Up. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fourth grade's been hell on me. Bullies dog me every day. They wait in the alley 'cause they know I have to walk that way. They take my lunch money. They punch me in the ribs. Oh, but justice will be served on all those evil turds. 'Cause my dad's an attorney, not the tax or corporate kind. No, he's a real courtroom hero. He'll make a jury cry. He says laws are written for a reason, so the little guy, that's me, won't live in fear. When he puts on his suit, my mom says she falls back in love. My dad's an attorney. This kid's lawyered up. He advises me to keep a diary and my iPhone on record. It's called building a case. Those bullies won't look so tough in court. You can have your astronaut, your fireman and rock star too. Me, I'll settle for the man who settles for $1 million too. That's my dad, he's an attorney. His weapons are his mind and his phone. He says he'll ruin them 7 ways to Sunday, put a lien on their home, and then he'll take them to the cleaners. Oh, their clothes look pretty clean to me. When he puts on his suit, he's litigator man. Someday all kids will walk in the sun. Until that day, you might need someone like my dad. Hablamos Spanish, and though he can't get blood from a stone, sometimes all it takes is a letter, threatening in tone. So if you're walking through the valley of the shadow, you'll want my dad there holding your hand. When he puts on his suit, my mom swears she falls back in love. So listen up, all you bullies. Now that push has come to shove, you're gonna hear from my attorney. Yeah, this kid's lawyered up.
Spontaneous Rob is here on Big Blend Radio to share how his Amazon best-selling and award-winning board game works. Spontaneous, the song game, is perfect for families. I think just about anyone who enjoys music. Rob, how old or how young do we have to be to play Spontaneous?
You can be any age because everyone listens to music, and you don't even have to be talented to play. In fact, that's our slogan is sing it or shout it, talent not required.
We like that. We like that around here. And how many people do you need to play the board game?
Usually works best with 4 or more people. I'd say the more the merrier because then you have more song banks involved in the game.
Okay, so when you talk about song banks, let's talk about how this game works. Because I know when I opened up Spontaneous, I didn't have to really read too many rules. It seems that it's pretty easy. So just how easy is it?
It's really pretty simple. It's based on the concept of word association with lyrics. So someone will say a word, and whoever can spontaneously burst into a tune that contains that word would win the round. So somebody, the example of how the game came about was somebody said, "We're going to the mountains tomorrow if you want to go," and another person spontaneously burst into a tune that contained mountain. And
so, if I said, "Ain't no mountain high enough," that would be good?
Yeah, that is all you need.
And
at
I
least
didn't
5
even
words.
sing it.
It's that simple.
So did I win? That's what I want to know. Did
sing
I
it or
win?
shout it. Talent not required.
Easy peasy, everybody. Spontaneous is the song game, and that's where you go to get it. Go to songgame.com. Of course, you'll also find it on Amazon. Thanks so much, Rob.
Thank you. I appreciate it.